Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Eternal Spring. I'm Paul Thurrott, and as always, I'm here with my wife, Stephanie. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
So, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, some amount of time ago, we talked about selling our house. And a lot of people have been asking us whether we're going to move to Mexico. And the short answer is no. So if that's all you wanted to know, you can skip the rest of the video and move on. But we would like to spend more time in Mexico this year and then again next year and moving forward. So maybe we could talk a little bit about what we've done and how we make that happen, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. So, as I'm sure most people know, we bought our apartment in Roma Norte last year.
Mhm.
And one of the things we did to make that happen was paid for a lot of that apartment with money that we had on our home equity line from the house that we owned here in Pennsylvania, which worked out financially at the time. We did all the math, the numbers made sense. We knew interest rates could go up. We didn't anticipate such a steep and fast rise. So the amount of money we were paying for that on our equity line basically tripled. So that kind of went from a manageable expense to a, pretty significant expense.
Right. Right. I mean, you know this. I mean, you and I know this. We have been planning on selling this house for a long time.
Mhm.
It's too big. It's expensive to upkeep. We had some big things coming. At some point, the windows are going to have to all be replaced and the air conditioners and all that. And we just didn't really want to fund that stuff, knowing that we weren't going to be there long term. And the property taxes are really high in Pennsylvania, which was surprising to us. So, in some ways, the interest rate increase that occurred over the past year got us to do that thing we were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
We didn't do it just because it's like, oh, we can't really afford this place, so we got to sell our house. It sounds kind of sad, but no, we've been talking about doing this for years. So
Mhm.
this kind of prompted us to make that step, and then of course, in doing so, we pay off the apartment in Mexico, so that's owned outright.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So, this went from like Paul said, we've been talking probably for a couple of years about, when to sell the house, how to go about selling the house. And once we decided to do it, everything happened really fast.
Yeah.
This year's been kind of crazy busy. So we put our house up for sale in mid-February. I think listed it on a Thursday with no showings before Saturday. By Saturday, we had over that weekend, we had 21 showings scheduled. We had an open house that 45 families came through. We got 7 offers, and by Tuesday night, we were on the phone with the real estate agent going through the offers to pick the best one, which we did. Found a local apartment here in Pennsylvania.
This is it, by the way.
We're
I
in
think
it.
this is the first time we've done a video. We've been so
Yeah.
busy
Mhm.
since we got home, but yeah, so we're
Yeah.
in this apartment.
We're in this apartment. Um, we had already planned a trip to Mexico in March. So between the time we accepted the offer on the house and the time we had to move out of the house, we spent 3 weeks in Mexico, which actually worked out okay. Made it a little hectic on the return because we had a week to get everything out of the house and move everything into the apartment. But we're pretty much there. We had put quite a bit of stuff in a storage unit when we listed the house to kind of stage it and clean things up, and that's empty, that's gone. So what's next?
Hopefully not another U-Haul truck. So, but like I said up front, I mean, lots of people we know, people we don't know, have just sort of assumed that we're moving to Mexico because we sold the house, or they see that we're selling the house and they think, well, are you moving to Mexico? That kind of thing. And I mean, we really kind of don't know what we're doing exactly. I mean, we can't move to Mexico full time, right? We have 2 adult children. Both of them don't really live at home, but one of them could sort of live at home from time to time. And our younger child, our daughter, is still in college, and she has another year to go, and then is probably going to continue her education. So, we'll see where they kind of land. It's just kind of tough timing, I think, with them for us. Our dog passed away last October, which solved a problem in some ways because it's very hard to travel with a dog when you have a dog. But we also have 2 cats, and they're older, and we don't know how long they're going to be, or how long they're going to be around. But they're a responsibility, right? We can't, they're super stressed over this move. I can't even imagine. Could we bring them to Mexico? Yeah, maybe. I don't, do I want to do that to them? Maybe not. And then we have, lots of friends and family too, like everyone does, but we have friends and family here in Pennsylvania. We have some, many back in Massachusetts. It's not hard to visit Massachusetts from here and vice versa. We have friends who come here as well. And we try to do that once a quarter, go back to Massachusetts. So obviously if we spent half the year or a full year in Mexico, that's going to cut into that. And we can't, there's nothing we can do about that. So there's a lot to, I don't know, think about, a lot, a lot to figure out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think we are in a position to move to Mexico full time, but we would like to move in the direction of splitting our time and spending more time in Mexico this year and next year, and taking fewer trips to Mexico, but taking longer trips, ideally getting trips that go out, 1, 2, 3 months instead of 3 weeks. Really kind of feel like we're there for a good long stretch of time. And that also minimizes the biggest expense of these trips, which is the flights.
That's right.
If 2 trips for 2 weeks each is significantly more expensive than 1 trip for a month, because the flights are make such a big impact in the overall cost of these trips.
Yeah, they've gotten so much more expensive since we started doing this. It's worse than triple. It's been bad. So that's a problem. And, with the understanding that the future is unknown, I mean, for the next 6 months, we'll see what happens, right? We did do a short-term lease at this apartment. So this is a place we can exit if we find this doesn't work out for us. I mean, I think you agree as well, but we've only been in here, 2-3 weeks, not even.
3 weeks.
I think the size here is good. The layout is not ideal. If this place had 3 bedrooms, same amount of size, and we could both use a bedroom as an office, that would be ideal. Plus we'd have room for the kids if they did come back for holidays or whatever.
Yep.
But we'll figure that out. We have 6 months to kind of think about that, whether we buy or rent something different, a townhouse, something, we'll see. Our daughter has to figure out what she wants to do when she graduates. And that actually has to happen this year, right? She has to pick if she's going to continue her education, has to pick a place. So we'll find out.
Right.
I think this summer, probably.
Yeah. Right.
And then we're thinking about going to Mexico all the time. So I don't think we'll get back to Mexico City until probably this summer. That's what we're roughly planning. We haven't booked that trip yet. But we should probably get going on that soon, because it's not going to get any cheaper.
No.
And we'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
So no, we're not moving to Mexico. But we would like to spend more time in Mexico. And I guess we have rough plans to do that. We don't have any specific ideas yet. But we'll see what happens with everyone, with the kids, their friends, the cats, the apartment. We have a lot up in the air right now. So
but we have the rest, the 6-month lease or the short-term lease gives us a good chance to figure out what our next steps are. Yeah.
And I can't wait to rent U-Haul trucks and vans again and do all that. So the sooner the better. That kind of thing. Anyway, well, we'll see. So I think that kind of wraps this up. We wanted to just kind of address that question.
Yeah, clarify that.
Yeah. So now that we're kind of settled at the apartment, we should be able to get videos a little more regularly than we have this month. It's been busy, but we will be back soon with another video. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.